Welcome back, Mystic Rebels. This is the space where we build your personal brand by the stars and where knowing the moon cycle becomes your secret business weapon. So if you have been looking for a way to combine your creative, multi-passionate nature with business strategy that does not feel icky, you have arrived to the right place. Today, we will be talking about the full moon in Gemini, and this is not cute. This is surgical. This is clarifying. This is strategic. This kind of full moon is going to cut through the noise. So if you've been feeling confused, if you've been feeling overwhelmed, if you've been comparing yourself and gotten lost into all the social media strategies and hacks, today, the clarity is going to land like a lightning bolt. And this moon is like a revelation. It's the moment where the main character of the movie finally understands what the audience is trying to yell at them. And you, my love, you are the main character and you're gonna have that revelation moment. So let's dive into the archetype and the activation of this full moon. So Gemini rules messaging, communication, speaking, writing, words, and our self-expression. It rules information and the narratives that we operate from. And the most valuable skill as a business owner, arguably, I would say, is the art of communication. Because if you do not know how to effectively and accurately communicate what it is that you do, no one knows how you can help them. If your social media is fluffy, if it's vague, if it's full of inspirational quotes, no one knows what it is that you do. And you could be the most skilled writer, energy healer, bookkeeper, whatever it is that you do. If you do not have a method of communication that can find your people, you do not have a business. So that's why learning communication is something that we refine over and over within our businesses. It's not something that lands and then it's one and done, because we evolve. So does our message, so does our social media presence, so does our communication. And now Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Mercury right now is in the sign of Scorpio. That means that the truth that's gonna land for you, it's gonna land as a psychic insight. During this full moon, you'll be getting psychic downloads, intuitive hits, and you'll be able to detect the BS that you've been telling to yourself as to why you cannot show up online as the artist, as the creative, as the leader you want to show up as. And as we know, truth is not always comfortable. Truth rarely is comfortable. But in this space, we know that truth is a luxury, because not everything these days is as it seems. Because here's the truth. You're not here to comfort your people. You are here to activate them. And as a leader, it is your responsibility to rewrite the outdated narratives that are guiding the way you are showing up right now online. And when you move, your clients move as well. When you move, sales move to you. When you move, opportunities move to you. We're not just getting clients online, we are creating opportunities with every word that we say, every sentence that we post, every image that we share. We trust that it creates opportunities for us. And here's what I want you to know. There is a grand water trine going on during this full moon, which is going to give you like a psychic GPS. And I want you to trust that. Instead of this full moon being like emotional chaos, let it be a divine strategic download. So pay attention to your dreams. Write down your ideas, because you cannot always trust your brain to retain all the information. Have your notes app ready, pull some tarot, because this might be where your $1 million idea lands. So the big collective themes and how this activates your brand is number one, truth over comfort. you will be revealed the narratives that have been running the show in the background, and it is not going to be comfortable. So there will be something that you either hear, you see, you think, you witness, or you dream about that is going to shift the whole trajectory of your business. And I want you to trust that. Number 2, you are going to be realigning your messaging. If your brand voice, your content, and your offers aren't reflecting where you are going, the big $1 million vision, that will be revealed to you. If they don't reflect your expertise and your next level identity, this moon is going to invite you to shift that. And finally, since Mercury and Gemini rule the mind, our thoughts, but also our nervous system, you are going to be invited to look at the mental clutter, the debris living in your nervous system that is stopping you from getting the sales, getting the visibility, getting the money that you envision for yourself. Notice the mismatch between what you say you want and how you're actually moving through the world, how you're showing up in your business. Because let's say you want to sign a client, you want to make 10K, you want to make 5K, you want to make any amount of money. But on the other side, you're struggling to even post once a week. Maybe you post and then you ghost your audience. Well, that doesn't really signal that you're a trustworthy person. That doesn't really make people want to send you their money, right? So you're going to be shown the uncomfortable. You're going to be shown the debris as an opportunity to clear it out and to uplevel your sense of worthiness, your magnitude for visibility, and your earning potential. So here are some questions that you can dive into for yourself. What story have I been repeating to myself that feels too small considering who I'm becoming? Does my content and my social media presence reflect my expertise, or does it look like me 10 seasons ago? What action am I avoiding because I know that it requires a bolder identity? Where am I whispering when I know that I should be declaring? Let's move into your tailored money moves based on your rising sign. Watch this for your rising sign. If you cannot watch this for your rising sign, do not watch this at all. I do not do general horoscopes. This is tailored advice for your life and for your business. So if you think you would need to watch this for your sun, your moon, and your rising, this is not the place for you. You can go somewhere else where they give cute astro girly advice. Aries rising, this full moon is going to be happening in your 3rd house, and it's going to be activating communication, writing, speaking, marketing, local networks, and your social media presence. So this is where you rewrite the message. This is where you look at if your freebies are matching who you're becoming. This is where you launch an email list. This is where you set up a social media branding that matches what you want to be known for. This is where you choose to say the thing that no one else wants to say. This is where you shift the tone of your content to be more nuanced, more subtle, to reflect the Aries rising that you are. Like, you are here to stand out. You're here to say some unhinged stuff. Your voice is what calibrates your income, and I want you to use that. Taurus rising, this full moon is happening in your 2nd house. I feel like a financial storyline is ending for you. You're gonna notice a pattern you have around money, and you're gonna nip it in the butt. Maybe you're gonna start showing up in a new caliber because you really understand what your work is valued at, what your work is truly worth. You're gonna be setting up new income streams. You might be looking at your finances, clearing out your thoughts, your mindset, your energy, your nervous system when it relates to money. This is where old money fears, old pricing system, and old value systems fall away. You are defining a new baseline for what your income gets to be. Gemini rising, this is going to be happening in your first house. This is like glow up season because just a month ago, you were brewing, you were being pruned, you were in hibernation, you were in isolation, but now it's time for you to take the stage. So we're talking personal branding, we're talking photo shoots, we're talking launching a new offer, running a masterclass. Anything that gets you really, really visible. You're also going to be feeling a lot more energized. So I want you to plan for that. This is going to be an upgrade for how you view yourself and your self-image. And I really want you to shed the old skins and step into this new persona that you know you were designed for. Whether that means, getting a new outfit, doing your eyebrow, having a photo shoot, launching a new website, and ask yourself, what is it that I've been craving to do? How is it that I've been craving to be seen? What is it that I've been craving to creatively express, share, and show to the world? And as your self-image is upgrading, as you're showing up in a whole new way for the world, so does your income. And I want you to know that it's safe to release the persona, the identity that has served you for a long time, but does not feel aligned anymore. Cancer risings, this full moon is happening in your 12th house. You're going to be spending a little bit more time alone. You're going to be doing a lot of behind the scenes cleanup, a lot of sweeping of the basement of the unconscious. There's going to be a hidden belief or a pattern, or maybe it's a person in your life that's going to be revealed to you, and you are going to understand that it's weighing you down. And you are going to dissolve this contract, this belief, or this story in an instant. All of this is really happening in the unseen realm. Trust that for right now, it is okay for you to take a step back. For the season, you're doing the unconscious work, you're doing the unseen work so that you can show up with a more pristine and clean energy in the next season of your business. Because glow up season is coming for you. All right, Leo risings, I want you to understand that money comes through people. It is people that purchase your product, it is people that add your service to the cart, it is people that DM you. So focus on your network, your groups, and your community, because this full moon is happening in your 11th house. So you're going to have a revelation about the people that you need to surround yourself with. Maybe you start to develop your own membership, your own mastermind, your own community of aligned people that want to work for the same vision. This is where you go from solo hustling to understanding that your work is so valuable that it needs to be in the hands of more people. So we're thinking audiences, your website, collaborations, your networks. You are beginning to upgrade them, and make sure that you only say yes to collaborations that feel aligned, that amplify your mission, not the ones that drain you and you think you should be doing them. Virgo rising, this full moon is happening in your 10th house. This is a status upgrade. This is an illumination of your public image. You are going to understand what is your legacy. You're going to be understanding what your body of work needs to be centered around. Follow that intuitive nudge that you get during this full moon, because that is what becomes the $1 million idea. That is what becomes the TV feature. That is what becomes the published work. And right now, becoming visible is going to generate you more income. When someone asks me, what's your visibility season? There isn't any, because when you understand how your energy is built, what your archetype is, you aren't invisible in some seasons and visible in some seasons, but you know how to create sustainable visibility systems that work for you when you're not online, when you're not on the computer, when you're just living your life and resting. But right now, you're honing in on the strategy. You're honing in on the bigger vision. You're showing up in a whole new magnitude. Libra risings, this is happening in your ninth house. This full moon feels like you need to be putting something out there, publishing something, writing something, teaching something, speaking somewhere. This feels like a full moon where your word, where your thoughts, where your message and your voice goes global. Your wisdom wants to travel further than it has been traveling right now. Scorpio rising, this full moon is in your ninth house. There's gonna be a lot of clearing around hidden patterns, hidden contracts, and the way you relate to money. So I want you to ask yourself, how do I feel about my money? If someone was to ask from your money what your relationship dynamic is like, what would your money say? Would your money say, oh, it's a very secure, comfortable relationship? Or would they say it's like a situationship, that there's avoidant or anxious attachment? You might also be ending some ties when it comes to financial contracts. You may be paying away some debts. Maybe there is some loose ends that you're tying with inheritance. Or maybe it's more on the energetic level where you are clearing up contract and entanglements to other people that were related to you either in an intimate way or financial way. This is where you really get to step into financial sovereignty and feel really, really good and clear about your money. Sagittarius risings, this full moon is going to be in your seventh house. So you're going to be looking at your partnership dynamics, the harmony that you have with people. Maybe you need to be setting some boundaries. Maybe there are clients that are really draining your energy, and right now you're choosing that in the next season of your business, you're going to be claiming a higher caliber of client. Maybe you need to communicate some clear boundaries with the people who are in your world right now. Maybe you're going to be launching or getting a revelation around your one-on-one spaces and offerings. Know that upgrading and recalibrating who you allow into close proximity and into your world is also what upgrades your income. When you show the world that I value my energy more than anything, clients, other people, opportunities and money will respond accordingly. Capricorn risings, this full moon is happening in your sixth house. So you'll be getting an insight, a revelation around your health, your productivity, and your routines. Might also be the people who work for you. Maybe you are establishing a new nutrition routine, new health routine, understanding that your workflow and your health is the key to more money and income. And knowing that, you will be looking at your task list and starting to delete all the busy work, starting to be really ruthless and honest with you about the things that are on your to-do list and whether or not they make you money, whether or not they grow your brand, whether or not they contribute to growing your presence online and possibly offline. So this can mean a new morning routine. This can mean more journaling every day. This can mean deleting the busy work. This can mean setting up a new Notion dashboard to get more conscious of your time management, because you do not have a time management issue. You have a prioritization and energy management issue. Shift one system in your business, and that will have a massive ripple effect on your whole financial ecosystem. Maybe you're going to be looking at how you eat, whether you're getting enough nutrition. Maybe you're going to start a movement routine or a mindfulness routine to take care of your physical vessel so that you can show up in your business with more mental clarity and with more radiance. Aquarius risings, this full moon is in your fifth house, and we are looking at your creative expression and where you might be thinking that your creative expression is not valuable, where you might be devaluing your creative insight and your passion. If you've ever heard the saying that artists are broke, yeah, that's what you're reworking right now. Because visibility combined with creativity, that is the real key, that's the real code for next level cash. The world right now, it's starving for creativity, for creative genius ideas. So I'm gonna invite you to show your real personality. Say something inappropriate. Post something that doesn't actually make sense, that doesn't logically match your brand pillars or whatever. Sell through joy, sell through excitement. Can you make your launches like parties? Don't host webinars, host parties. Create the thing that you wish existed in the online space. And for the love of God, let yourself have a little bit more fun with your business. Unclench your jaw, unclench your root chakra if you know, you know, and take a deep breath. Dare to have a little bit more fun in business because it shows. We want to work with people who are fun to work with. Pisces risings, this full moon is happening in your 4th house. You might be getting an insight or a revelation around an ancestral pattern, an emotional pattern, a pattern encoded in your body that is sabotaging you in business and how you show up for your people. So maybe it's a story from childhood or from your grandmother or from centuries ago that told you that it is not safe to be seen, it's not safe to be loud, it's not safe to be big, it's not safe to take up space. This is your opportunity to clear that. This is like an emotional and body-based reset for your business. Set up a little studio corner in your space, upgrading that, rearranging that so that it feels safe and emotionally nurturing for you. As creatives, we have been sold the lie that we need to stay consistent. What I'd rather have you do is feel safe in your body showing up, and then it becomes a part of your lifestyle, right? Showing up is not something that you have to set up for. It's a part of how you live and how you move through the world. The safer you feel with showing up with your business, with your financials, the more money flows to you, the more sales, the more opportunities and more clients flow to you. So make it your full-time job to feel safe, soft, and welcoming in your body. Make it your full-time job to feel self-resourced. Your sense of success, your sense of self-worth is not dependent on how many followers you have, how many people liked your post, or how much money there is on your bank account. Your sense of success is based on how safe you feel in your own body, and you are safe just because you are. All right, that's it, my mystic rebels. If you end up applying these money moves, let me know in the comments. Let me know which rising sign you are. Let me know how it resonates. And if you want deeper monthly guidance, behind the scenes strategic drops, and real-time astro business coaching, you already know where to go. Go check out our membership, Visibility Revolution. It's a network of beautiful industry disruptors that I know you belong into. Other than that, I'll see you in the next lunation.